Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Luka here,
And I'm Kelsey.
so what we're gonna do, like we kind of showed you guys some of the stuff as far as like drills to help you improve how your hips move, how your shoulders move, like better mobility, get you out of joint pain, help you function better. Right, and now we're gonna do another 2 drills and these methods that will really help you out. You can do this stuff at home. I'm gonna coach Kelsey through it. One is called PAILs and RAILs. And like I always want you to don't worry about the names, because sometimes the scientists give this stuff geeky names, and you don't have to worry about it. You just have to worry about the drill and how to do it. But this exercise is called a 90-90 position. So we're gonna have Kelsey get down into that 90-90 position, and pretty much what it is 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees in the back. Okay, and this is actually one. If I could pick one drill to work from for hip health, this would probably be one of the top 3 for sure. And because you can get so much out of it, it's safe. There's a lot of ways to, I would say, regress it. If you're really tight, and I'll talk about that a little bit too. But what we want is like Kelsey's heel kind of wants to run into her knee. Right now, the next step is going to be, because for many people, once you're in this position, you might feel really tight, like oof, you want to fall over. And so you're just going to give yourself some support and put your hands down on the ground, and that's perfectly fine. We actually want this. And so one of the things is like her belly button is going to face her knee. So this is really, really important, because usually what happens is, you start getting pretty rotated. You got tight hips. I always like the analogy of, those little lasers that you point
Laser pointer?
The laser pointers that you annoy people with usually. So imagine that the laser pointer is kind of like shooting out of your belly button, right? So you want to point that laser right towards where your knee is, right? So you want to, because now you probably hit feeling your hip a little bit.
Yeah,
right
definitely.
There, right? So it makes you already be in a good position, and you're going to start getting some of that hip stretch and socket. Now the second thing Kelsey's going to do is she's going to make sure like she's pushing her butt back, almost like she's deadlifting. So when you deadlift, you go like this, right? When you're in this position, you're not going to be able to move, but you're going to think, arch my butt a little bit, right? And you're still going to stay nice and tall. When you do that, you're going to feel a glute stretch.
Yes, definitely.
So one of the things that we're going to do is pull our, so we're going to use tension. So true mobility, right? True range of motion in our hips comes from working hard. So I could go and like stretch you passively, right? Which is not a bad thing to do, but you don't have control of it. So we want control of the things that we're doing. So what Kelsey's gonna do, I'm gonna coach her down. We're gonna go for 5 seconds. So she's gonna keep a nice tall chest, keep her low back flat as possible. And now she's gonna think like she's using strength to get down into that position. So she's gonna bring her chest to her knee, and at the same time try to bring her knee to her chest. So I'm gonna count that down. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, keep that chest tall, 1, and pause for a little bit. Now, this second part, she's gonna push her knee into the ground and get away from the ground in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go do one more rep, right? So nice tall. So her spine should be the same way she would be with deadlifting. And first of all, if you don't have the mobility Kelsey has, you might stop here or here. It's okay. No matter where you stop, it's okay. We're working on it. So we're gonna do one more rep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. And push that knee into the ground. Push yourself away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Now, usually pretty tough, right? Because
super hard.
It's like strength training, but working on joint health. And what we usually do is either time it and go for a full minute back and forth, and at the last rep, you'd actually just finish. So imagine that we're doing a minute. The last rep, you pull yourself down and then just relax, and then just hang out there for a couple of minutes. All right, so this is another one of those drills that like you can do every day. You can't overdo it too much. You do a couple of sets, but it's really hard, and you have to, like I said, when you're doing it, meaning really be intentional about it. And when you're intentional about it, I promise you, you're gonna feel so much better. And like I said, we did 2 reps, 3, 4, 5. Like I said, anything is better than not doing the drill. And then you switch sides and do the other side as well.
So, Luka, if someone hasn't done this before, what are some indicators that they're doing it right? Like, where should they be feeling it? Where should they be concentrating on?
So a couple of things that you're going to feel it in. Once you get into this position, many people will feel it. As soon as they turn that belly button to the knee, they're going to feel it in their hip on this foot that's back, right? So inside your socket, which is good because we're training what's called internal rotation. So imagine the way the hip turns in we're training that because a lot of people don't have good internal rotation. And when you don't have good internal rotation, you can get low back pain and tightness when you do squats, when you just do any basic stuff, picking stuff up off the floor. So this gives us that ability here. The second thing that you're gonna feel and you want to feel is as I'm going back down, I'm going to feel a big stretch in my butt.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where you want to feel it, right? So as soon as we start going down and keeping that chest tall and pushing our hips back, you're gonna feel a stretch in the glutes. Right? But once you get done with it, like most people will come out of that and be like, wow, like that's the most mobile my hip has felt in a long time. My lower back feels better. So it's just a great drill to loosen a lot of things up. But what is important is that you pay attention to how you're doing it, right? Because I can be here in this position, watch, right?
Yeah.
And it looks kind of the same, but I'm just using body language, like body English to kind of get into positions. I'm not using strength, I'm not using control. I'm not doing the little things that we talked about. And that's what's so important about exercise is that something can look a certain way, but we have to be intentional and really focused on how we do it. And when we do that, the results are so much better, so much better. All right, so guys, that 90-90 drill, it really is super powerful. And now I know that maybe some of you will get into that position and feel like you can't do it. And there's great ways to actually kind of regress that. So if you guys know yoga blocks, pillows, putting everything, actually I'll have Tyler zoom down on me, right? So I could be in this position and put a yoga block under here.
Yeah.
And now I can have a better position in the hip. So it's a really good way for if you can't get into this position, put something under your knee here. You could also put something under your knee here, right? So it's just putting you in a position where you're not, let's just say it's where you're at, right? But it's such a great, fantastic drill that everyone should do it. And the thing is, no matter what your goals are, if you want to get stronger, if you want to get out of pain, hey, listen, if you want to change your body and recomposition, when you feel better, you move better, you can activate muscles more, you're going to burn more calories, you're going to work harder, you're going to be stronger, and obviously pain just doesn't make stuff good. Right? So use that drill and let us know how it feels. Like, do the exercise, let us know how you feel, let us know if you have any questions, because we'd love the feedback.
Yeah, it's easy to skip mobility and you want to just do the actual workout, but this is something that's super important to be able to get the most out of your workout, to be able to work on your overall longevity. So these are great drills that you can do all the time.
Absolutely. Think of it this way, okay? If something doesn't work well, if you load it up more, it's just gonna not work well with more load on it. So this is just as important, guys, it's just as important as anything else. It's part of a great training system. So don't think of it as a cool thing to do as well. Think of it as a foundation for quality training.
I love that so much. Thank you so much, Luka. This is amazing.
My pleasure.
Guys, make sure you leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think of that drill. Make sure you share this video with a friend to spread the love. We'll see you soon.